I think in the last race we really saved a lot of race car and had ourselves in good position. Even saving our car, we were able to drive up, take the lead, just saving the tires. The way the tires work at this point in time, actually saving the tire works. It actually happens, and it's rarely rare in the sport where we go to the racetracks and actually have to save tires. So you do have to do that here today, and I think you'll see some guys kind of taking it easy the first 20 or 30 laps of a run, and they'll come flying up through the pack the last 30 or 40 laps of the run because they saved that left rear tire, and the guys up front running real hard might not be doing that. So it's pretty fun, makes for an interesting race, and I definitely enjoy, like I said, enjoy racing here and enjoy the challenge.
As far as the brakes go, you talk about having to save the tires, save the brakes, save the race car, save the equipment, save the timber, for crying out loud, here in Martinsville. How do you put that into perspective? I mean, how do you do that? I mean, when you're going down the straightaway at 130 miles an hour and you have to jam the brakes to get the car to turn basically 180 degrees, how tough is that?
The cars have come a long way. They get around the racetrack really good. And then there's a lot of things. You'll have little fights out there with a few guys, and you'll settle them out there on the racetrack, and if somebody runs you off the racetrack, you'll get in the corner and give it to them back, and nobody spins anybody out. I mean, at least I've not really gotten to that point with anybody. We just kind of settle it, and everybody takes their licks and moves on. And you don't want to get into running over each other, spinning each other out, because you can't win the race that way. You just kind of let people know they can't push you around, and when they're around you, they got to take care of their car and keep it off of yours, and you kind of get that kind of respect built up through the race. But it's short track racing, and you're going to run into each other eventually, and that's going to happen. So you got to realize that at the same time. It's kind of part of the way things go around these places.
How in the world do you do that? Because there are some drivers that will do exactly what you said you don't need to do. They're going to get mad. Their helmet's going to be a little bit too tight and squeeze their head some and cut the blood circulation off. They're going to go run into somebody and knock them out of the way. But when you get upset with somebody or somebody gets upset with you, what's the preferred method of settling it? As you said, you take care of it away from it. Is it a text? Is it a phone call?
If somebody runs you up the track or runs in the back of you, you just run back into them. You don't have to wreck them. You don't have to put them in the fence. You want to race them. You want to race everybody. You want to, get out there and compete. You don't want to just put every car in the field in the wall. But if somebody runs over you or runs you up the racetrack on a restart or something, you just kind of give it back to them when you get an opportunity, and that pretty much settles it. That's pretty much the end of it right there. The guys that are going into the corner, spinning each other out, wrecking each other, those guys aren't up there racing for the win at the end of the race. So they sort of work themselves out of the field, without you having to even do anything.
Martinsville Speedway is unique in the fact as well, Dale, that there's a lot of people here, by the way, in the tent that are here for the first time. You come to pit road, you enter on the backstretch going into turn number 3, and you come out of the pits on the backstretch, coming out of turn number 2. How difficult is it pit road wise? I mean, you can lose a lot of space and a lot of ground on the racetrack on the pit lane.
Yeah, pit lane's real challenging here. When you're on pit lane, it's okay. It's pretty much par for the course. But since the exit and the entrance are so close together, when the caution comes out, a driver gets in the habit of getting right on the radio and talking to his crew chief about the car. Well, your spotter needs to tell you pit road's going to open up, and so you can get your foot on pit road. And there's only a few seconds to be able to do that once the caution comes out and once you come by pit road entrance. So a lot of times you'll be on the radio talking when they want you to come down pit road, and you'll miss your opportunity to come in. So you have to stay off the radio, let your spotter, crew chief, communicate to you. It's real tricky. It's real tricky trying to get on the pit road here, but once you're on pit road, it's pretty much like every other racetrack. Just getting on there is pretty tough. Getting off there is kind of hard too. Everybody's pulling out of their pit stalls, and guys getting 3 wide, running each other in the fence, coming around pit road. You can tear up your race car pretty easily, actually knocking the toe out and stuff like that on pit road. The guys pull out in front of you, or you can run in the back of a lot of people. if the sign man's got everybody stopped on the exit pit road, we're all running into each other like idiots. So it's pretty interesting probably to watch that too.
Well, after my sweep through the garage talking to crew members and crew chiefs this morning, I kid you not, over half of the people said Diet Mountain Dew Chevrolet is the one to beat today.